Salut! Suntem la studiourile Hi-Rez care ne-au pregătit două titluri noi. De fapt, unul nu este nou, este vorba de Tribes Ascent, dar avem și un MOBA foarte interesant, un MOBA third person, este vorba de SMITE. Și vom vorbi cu Bart Koenigsberg, care este eSports manager pe aici la Hi-Rez Studios. Hi Bart!
Hello! Hi, how you doing?
Nice to be here with you today. I want to talk to you about SMITE.
Okay.
So my first question is, did you start like a classic MOBA game, or did you just thought, let's do something different and do a third-person MOBA game?
So as a question, did we start development on a classic game and then decide to move into it? No, it was actually from the beginning was let's make this new perspective. It came kind of from the top in our company. Our CEO was a very big MOBA player and said, you know, because we develop in the Unreal Engine, decided I think that we can, you know, execute on something that's a little bit different. He actually had the idea a little while ago with our original game, was called Global Agenda. And he wanted then to say, okay, well, let's make a game type for this that'll be basically 3-lane, you know, push style tower defense. And then said, you know, I think I want to do gods. He decided, okay, I think that'll be a much more interesting thing. And but yeah, the game did start originally as a third-person style of MOBA. It was a big point to make that you know, different. That was a differentiating factor, so to say.
There were big challenges in creating a third-person MOBA game.
I think maybe not technically, because Unreal is very good, of course, at doing that. You know, games like Gears of War have kind of set the trend for how the camera will work in that third-person view. I think the challenges were more in how to communicate gameplay to players. For instance, things like, you'll notice in SMITE that with your skins, as you get skins, different colors for the gods, those types of things, your skills don't change with them. And that was, again, that's kind of the difficulty of development for this game, is that the visual language, so to speak, has to be very consistent, because you don't get that overhead view necessarily that kind of lets you know, oh, this guy's over to my left and has just thrown this long javelin at me and I need to dodge it. You know, you have to see it coming and it always needs to look the same. So that's kind of the difficulty, is with that third-person view is making it so that the players get enough information to make decisions.
From what I see in the game so far, I saw Chinese, mythology, Indian mythology, Egyptian, Greek. You got all your bases covered, seems like.
Yeah, so yeah, like I just said, Greek, Chinese, we have Norse as well. And we actually have introduced here at Gamescom our first Roman god, which is Cupid. And we have no reason to not continue, even into, you know, some more of the you know, kind of more smaller and obscure and different, you know, types of religions and belief systems are. One of the things that we like to do, though, is make sure that gods that are selected do have a mythology that's based around, you know, war or, you know, fighting. You know, it doesn't. We wouldn't take, you know, kind of peaceful style gods and say, oh, now they battle. So it's all, you know, the Ares and the Anhurs and those types of gods are the ones that we like to take. But I think we have many more to come.
How is the beta going? Can you give us a number of players who play the game at this moment?
So in the game, we actually show you how many players have accounts. I believe, is it up here now? Nope, it's not. But I believe in the game client, in beta, we have over 500,000 accounts so far. And I can tell you that every month is the biggest month for SMITE. So it continues to grow. We have, and by that I mean unique logins, so players. So it's getting very big, and especially in, you know, Central, Eastern Europe, it's growing very fast. Kind of France and eastward, it's getting larger and larger and larger, very rapidly.
What are your plans for the eSports scene? With SMITE, of course.
Sure. Excuse me. So, just to take a step back quickly, with Tribes, we're very much, given the legacy of that game, you know, of course, this is the 5th Tribes game that's actually been made. We're very much like, okay, this is going to be esports, going to be competitive, push, 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 push. With SMITE, we're actually being a little bit more pull, letting people come to us. We're going to let our community kind of dictate if we do support it very strongly, or if they prefer, you know, for whatever reason, casual side or anything else, we would definitely support that as well. But as it stands right now, given the support from our community with the game, it looks very likely that we will be backing it as an eSport and competitive title. But kind of, it remains to be seen if once we're into release, if the players still really want that. But we are definitely committed to backing up our community wherever they want to go. So if that means prize pools and finding sponsors and helping teams form, we will definitely be right there behind them, and I'll be shoutcasting my way to SMITE fame.
To SMITE fame. You mentioned earlier Tribes Ascend. So Tribes Ascend, it's one of your most successful titles. Do you consider a retail version of it?
I guess just to clarify, a box version like in a store where you'd pay for it once and have content. I think that would probably not physical copies, just because we are about a 55-person studio. We're independent, we're privately funded, so our first game we did ship in the retail stores, and it's very expensive without large publishers to do that kind of thing. So digital is really, really good for us, and we really kind of enjoy it and have found a really good pipeline to deliver digital content. Now when it comes to would we ever, more on the other kind of part of that question is, would you ever be able to buy the game just outright and have everything? I think that's, maybe a possibility, but it would be digitally. You would purchase the game, so to speak, and then have, a big pack of much of the content kind of in one fell. Okay, here's the hop right in bundle that's $50 and has most of the things. And then, of course, but new content will always be released that will be for unlocked.
Sorry, considering how the retail market is evolving right now, and how the free-to-play market is evolving right now, and considering SMITE and Tribes Ascend, how do you see the free-to-play market in 2 years?
My personal opinion, free-to-play, it's really, really easy and good for, as I said, smaller and independent developers, because it allows you to, one, the whole side we just spoke about, not having to have physical copies, that whole piece. Also, it really helps with, because our high-res studios, someone hears that, they're not like, oh, I must try this game, it's a high-res this game. Maybe now, because we have Tribes and SMITE is doing very well, maybe the next game people will be like, oh yeah, they did great. But with Tribes it was, oh sure, why not, I'll try it, it's free to play. So that is, the barrier to entry obviously is very low and is very good for smaller games. But specifically, I think that free-to-play will continue to grow across most media, and that, we already see it now, things like Netflix and those types of things that, okay, here's all this content for free, but you pay to not see ads and those types of things. I imagine that we'll be seeing much, much more free-to-play and things outside of video games in the years to come.
How many people play Tribes Ascend right now?
We have over 1.25 million accounts in Tribes Ascend, and it isn't actually the same as SMITE in that last month was our biggest month for uniques, and the month before that, and the month before that. We expect this month to be bigger than last month, so both games still growing very well worldwide.
Am fost aici cu Bart Koenigsberg, eSports Manager la Hi-Res Studios. Vă salutăm și noi mergem mai departe la Gamescom. Bye bye!
Bye bye, thank you!